Good. Man, I'm going to cough right off the bat. All right, sorry about that. Right off the bat, got a cough. Oh man, it has been a hell of a couple weeks here, guys. I know I haven't put out a recorded video on the Gunmuse channel for the Guns of Glory stuff. Been busy doing stuff for you on the Rogers Raiders, and quite frankly, I'm spinning my wheels. The too woke to work crowd really truly believes that somebody's going to pay them money and they're going to be this ruling class somewhere sitting around voting. They don't have an education or history of what happens to any type of ruler that takes over a class like that. I mean, we've had there's people get killed, mass population reductions. Man, there's a study outside in the University of Hawaii called the Decacide, which covered the 20th century. The number of people in just the 20th century that were killed by their own government. You know, the government ordered their death. It's over 200 million. And most people can tell you about 6 million Jews. See, the Germans ordered the Jewish citizens to be murdered. And that's 6 million, 9 million, 6 million, doesn't matter. It's not 200 million. They can't tell you about the other 190 million that the government's, there's a long-standing thinking out there by a ruling class for thousands of years. Too many people on the planet to rule because they feel it's their job as rulers to take care of them, and rather than feed them and take care of them, we'd just rather kill them. And there's been all kinds of ways of making that happen to reduce population. So, the too woke to work crowd. That's how I got off into that, right? Hold on. I have, as you can see, I got nothing up on, the process here, right? I got to go in here and turn on the YouTube stuff, right? Because right now I haven't done anything. You know what? Let's go into Discord. Well, I gotta go get all that stuff. That's what I gotta do. Nobody knows I'm on the air yet. Some people get notifications, but very few do. My mining channel, Idle Tools, this week, we just upset the biggest wallet ever by pointing out its flaws. And what's worse, the flaw that I was pointing out was the fact that they had a support system that wasn't supporting anything. They were in there insulting their customers, and you know how, you guys have watched me for years, when I sit there and watch these people nitpick and insult other people, I engage. I was on them like a tail gunner. Frickin' I pulled the old frickin' Top Gun maneuver. We're gonna slow down, let them come in close, hit the brakes, and let them fly on by. And that's exactly what did happen too. We'll go over some of that. I pissed off a couple $100 million project. Again, but that's not new for me, is it? Right? We piss off Guns of Glory. They're $500 million. They can't do a damn thing about me. Can't shut me up. Can't stop me. Lost a couple $100 million because I keep pointing out their flaws instead of engaging and trying to fixing the problems. It's the same too woke to work thinking, right? Don't point out my problems. I was promised a trophy for the effort. No, we're in the real world now. I need production. I need things to work. Yeah. Hold on, before I get too off on my damn go live. Yeah. Which we're already live. Hell, we got 9 people in here. Hey, there, I can see you guys now. Man, Jim, thank you. I'm always doing good, man. Well, I say that. I've been having a problem, and I'm going to go over some of that too. I am playing hell trying to find programmers. I fired the 2 guys last month when the site went down. Idle Tools is still down. And Idle Tools is still down. Hold on, I got to turn on monetization. Is the charity season. Anything you donate does go to my military charities. I always thank you guys when you do that. Got to turn on the ability for you to do that. Details, public, restrictions, none, gaming. We're going to put our Guns of Glory in here. Even though we're going to talk very little about Guns of Glory, not a lot new is happening in Guns of Glory, really. The merger thing has been a disaster in that they haven't really fixed that yet, have they? You know, we're going to get in there and look around a little bit just because while we talk politics and shit. Ren Noir, how are you doing? You got a notification. Well, that's good. See, you guys see, I don't even have the stream set up yet until I come in here. So, Guns of Glory 2021. Well, we're done. Today's date, stream location, United States. I don't ever put that in. I have been going back and we have been upgrading the 12 users already, man. Thanksgiving week, I expect it to be slow. It's usually slower during the holiday week. My Sonic. I'm drinking tea. I'm not drinking soda. Oh, man. Anybody that's playing around the crypto world has probably heard of the 𝙂𝙪𝙣𝙈 wallet. And I just put up a video on the 𝙂𝙪𝙣𝙈 wallet. And I do what I do over here at Guns of Glory, right? I turn around and I look at all the problems that I'm seeing. And then I put, and I've done this for 20 years, okay? When I review guns from a gun manufacturer, Crafty, how you doing? Yeah. So anybody that remembers me back in the magazine days when I had 26 million readers, one of the reasons I had 26 million readers was the way I review a project. Okay, so somebody comes out with a brand new gun, I get a copy of the gun, they send me a brand new one, and in the manufacturer's mind, we sent him a $2,000 gun. We expect really nice words to be written about us. Yeah, I don't operate that way. Honestly, I immediately get the gun and I go after what they marketed the gun to do. Okay, so if it's a self-defense gun, we never went out and wrote an article about how accurate the gun was. A self-defense gun has to be durable. It has to be, got to be able to drop it in the dirt and it still fire. So talking about its match grade barrel and how it hits a pinpoint at 25 yards is not a self-defense gun. In fact, that's a detraction from a self-defense gun in my reviews. If you got match grade barrels in your 1911 and are calling it the be-all end-all defense gun, I'm going to trash you, i.e. Glock. Glock's got polyagonal rifling in it. They squeeze the bullet so that they get a faster velocity out of the bullet. It's dangerous. If you get, and everybody goes, well, you can fire a Glock underwater. No, you can't. That's myth. That's myth. Matter of fact, in the manufacturing of the Glock manual, you can't even fire the barrel when it's dirty. Can't use lead bullets in it because of that reason. So if you can't fire it with the slightest bit of dirt in the barrel because it causes excessive pressures, what the hell makes you think you can fire it underwater? All myth and bullshit. That's the marketing selling people who don't know their product. So from that standpoint, I went after 𝙂𝙪𝙣𝙈 this week. I had a problem, and I suspected I knew what the problem was with the 𝙂𝙪𝙣𝙈 wallet. But before I go and fix the problem, I filmed the problem, right? That's so on that channel I can start doing how-tos. So you can't just come on here and describe the problem like I'm doing with you guys now. Let's get this off. And let's get over here. Hold on. Poor man, how you doing? Hold on, I got to be able to, man. I've got I've got to get, I only got 3 monitors working, and I need my 4th one working, but I need a different video card. And it's an issue right now. I can't put enough stuff up in front of my face and organize it so that I can retrieve it when I'm thinking about it instead of digging like, what window did I hide that window under? That kind of stuff. Poor keycame freeze. Are you guys dropping in and out? Are you getting some lag? How's the audio sound? The audio should sound good, I would think. 𝙂𝙪𝙣𝙈𝙪𝙨 is a crypto wallet that very enticing marketing on it, right? Oh, we go across chains. Most in the crypto world, the privacy wallets built by the crypto chains themselves are exclusive to the crypto chain. So in order to trade one type of crypto for another type of crypto, you've got to export the stuff from your wallet to an exchange, exchange it, and then put it back into your other wallet. So it's done in 3 steps. And 𝙂𝙪𝙣𝙈 is promising to be the wallet where you could just go click exchange. It goes from your wallet back into your wallet and therefore is secure. Problem was the security was lacking. I had a problem with it. Hold on. I'm going to piss them off right now. I'm going to hashtag them. Oh, I'm going to hashtag them. That's going to piss them off. Now people are going to find me in this channel. So over on the Idle Tools channel, where I only had 200 subscribers, the defense from the 𝙂𝙪𝙣𝙈 wallet guys was, you don't know squat about technology. Do you know anything? It's just so amazing how clueless everybody but me is the way they were talking to me. I'm like, oh, yeah, never mind the 35 years I've been doing this. Everybody's clueless but me, and I'm the guy getting paid. And what really got them all nervous, now their first response was similar to the way Guns of Glory and Huawei did. Remember the Huawei video when Huawei come after me because they were screwing over my users? And it's like, oh, we didn't do that. I'm like, but you did. And I just had to stand up for the users. And I'm going to establish that kind of relationship on the other channel too. It just, people know when you're standing up. They know. Hold on. Let's get into the Discord channel too. I forgot the Discord. Share. Copy. And Guns of Glory. Let's get in here. At everyone. Paste. So, one of the reasons I'm getting into the crypto and I'm merging it with the gaming channel, okay, there's madness to the magic going on here. So, I am about to drop some information that no one else in crypto is dropping, and that is graphics cards are about to get flooded to the American market. But they're going to sell this as, oh, we're finally getting caught up. And that's not what's happening. China is going to take advantage of the inflation in the United States and the completely backcrap crazy that's going on in our White House. Every wrong move to devalue the dollar in the world is being made. And China is going to put the gas on that with affordable graphics cards that people can start exporting their money into crypto. The I've said this before on this channel, I've said it on the lives, I've said it on the Idle Tools. The blue collar worker is the most dangerous thing to the leftist of the world. The United States blue collar worker. It is just, it's a fact. I'm not going to argue whether or not it's fact. I hate to tell all the freaking lefty loonies out there, but the white male does. The reason they go after the white male, and they specifically go after the white male, is forever the white male has decided to vote. You know why? Because they show up to vote. That's why. Not that there's more of us, which is not true. We're actually a minority when you get down to it. But when it comes to politics, the person who shows up to vote are people who give a damn about what's going on, and white men give a damn more than any other demographic in the country. And it is never talked about because the left is always trying to belittle it. All right. I need to put up a... All right. So that'll bring... Oh, there we go. Some of the lives coming in there. Hold on. I got more stuff I got to do. I'm not going to blast out to LinkedIn and other crap like that. I'm not trying to do a long session tonight. But I can tell you what I am going to do, because you guys do pay attention to this, but I'm not going to put it on film. Hold on. I've got to send that. You guys, a whole bunch of you guys are going to get a second notification. You know, you get the one that pops up on your phone. The notifications that you used to get on their phones, Google and Apple, in the last 2 releases of Android technology, eliminated push notifications at the hardware level. Only the Huawei devices, where the communists make the phones directly, can we use push notifications anymore. Giving people the right to choose what they want to talk to and what they don't want to talk to was literally written out of the technology about 2 years ago. This is why I've been paying attention to what they're doing outside that. And image, launch URL, paste. The image is my muted muse. Choose a file. Well, that ain't it. Oh, there we go. Man, it sucks that I can't see. And that's when we're going to get into some of the Rogers Raiders stuff, because I'm really having a problem. And I'm going to put out a video next week. Oh, must have any English notifications, must have any English language content. What? Oh. To immediately and review and send. Send message. I have 8,900 people that ask for direct push notifications. That amazes me. The people that say, yeah, I'll let you have access to my phone. You know, when you go to a website, it says they would like to send you notifications. It doesn't work anymore. We send out 8,900 notifications, and the devices kill off the notification before it gets there. It depends on your security stuff. All right. Hold on. I see the stuff going by. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely go over Rittenhouse. I so badly wanted to start streaming live during the instructions to the jury. For those who didn't watch it because you had to work, okay, I didn't have to work. The prosecution charged this kid with an illegal gun, okay, and went through the whole trial going, this man crossed state lines with an illegal arm to go shoot black people. Stated it over and over and over again. None of it was true, and it's a crime for a prosecutor to state untrue facts. First of all, the gun wasn't illegal. And not simply because of an AR-15. And they waited until they got done with the trial. So this is where I had a problem with the judge. Because the judge was an Obama pick. And I had a problem with the judge. They waited until the jury heard every slanderous thing they could make about this kid, right? And then while the jury's out of the room, they go, oh, the judge asked a simple question. Then he goes, well, prosecutor, is the gun legal? And the prosecutor goes, I don't know. So the judge says, well, why don't we get out a tape measure and measure it? And then the prosecutor, instead of sticking to his guns for the crime he charged the kid with, said, no, we'll stipulate that it's legal. In other words, he did know it was a legal gun. He charged the kid anyway, and he needed him to be a terrorist. Then they said, well, he crossed state lines just to go shoot. Like, the property that the shooting took place on, the kid worked at. He worked there. He didn't cross any state lines. Just everything that was said about that kid was an absolute and utter lie. And I'll tell everybody what really is happening with the Rittenhouse case. That prosecutor is not so dumb to know that he was being the dumbest person that anybody ever met trying to prosecute somebody, when clearly there was a film of a kid trying to run away, and it was only when he got cornered that he turned and shot. The other guy he shot, he was down on the ground, and there's a film of a gun being pointed at his face when he finally shot that guy. So you have to ignore the film of him being attacked to say, well, he had no right to self-defense. That prosecutor, what that prosecutor did in that courtroom, Renoir, he should be disbarred. He actually should have his law license removed. That is moving forward. I have people that, I'm in the politics of the gun world. I went after the sheriff's department that week. I called up the sheriff's department and asked them a simple question: why haven't you removed the protesters from the court steps? Well, they have a right to protest. I said, no, they don't. That's jury intimidation. And you damn well know it. They cannot stand outside the window and tell the jury, we're going to kill you. You don't give us what we want. You standing within earshot of the jury doing that, that's jury intimidation. Charge them with it. There is more than just the prosecutor that was going on there. This was pure politics. But I'm going to explain to you what the politics of what you watched this week was, because it's not happened yet. You think this is done and over. They ran an entire videotaped trial so that you can cut and edit what a prosecutor would need when a camera is not running on a prosecution for a rioter, whatever you want to call him, an Antifa guy, to have somebody down the street filming nonviolent content with a timestamp on it so that a prosecutor can use it out of context. This was a Antifa training video that was being built. This trial's footage and the failures that are so obvious to anybody watching the trial of that prosecutor. You're going, why would they allow it? Why would they allow it? Because they need the training video. Kyle Rittenhouse was not the person on trial this week. The right of an American to self-defense was. And this became the how-to video on how to take that right away from anybody. You remember during the DVOC, well, you guys got to remember back to the lives when we were doing the drinking parties, right? Arkin come up with it, the rooftop Koreans. We were we were cheering on the rooftop Koreans. We were all pro. Hey, stand on top of your business and defend your business. The little white kid did it. Had it been a Korean, he might have gone to jail. I have a problem with all the interviews that took place outside the court after it was over. It was like, oh, justice wasn't served. I'm like, you're right. Justice wasn't served. That prosecutor should have been put in handcuffs immediately. That judge literally, for again, people who didn't get to watch it live because it doesn't get what happened didn't get on the news. That judge, the prosecutor violated that kid's rights so many times and so often that the defense said, hey, this is a mistrial. And the judge said, let's see what the jury says. So rather than, and I don't know if that's brilliance on the part of the judge to where he doesn't have to be blamed for declaring a mistrial when the prosecution clearly there was a mistrial there. The judge should have stopped the trial immediately. The prosecution should have been removed and disbarred from ever practicing law again. That's clear and on film. There's evidence of that now. It doesn't matter what you think about guns or not guns or your right to defend your property or not, and like whether or not life is so sanctimonious that you need to die if somebody's trying to kill you, which is literally what they tried to argue here. That's the insane part. He wasn't mad. Again, Ethan. The prosecutor was mad that he remained silent after he was arrested. Not mad. Faux mad. You understand this was an assault on your constitutional rights. Your right to remain silent. I don't have to testify. And good thing the kid didn't. Great thing that the kid didn't. He shut up, so I thought he was guilty is what the prosecutor's saying. Because he didn't declare he was innocent before I charged him with a crime. It's his fault he got charged with a crime even though there was no evidence to support a crime. You've got film evidence of the kid running for his life before he made a mistake and got cornered with cars. You know what? That kid wouldn't have died had those cars not been there and he run into them. But once you get into an adrenaline flight mode, that kid's the tunnel vision. I don't know if you guys know what tunnel vision is. So when your adrenaline starts pumping, your peripheral vision out here does this. And you are looking at the world. Let me see if I can, how do I do this? You are looking at the world through this. Where's the car? Where's the car? Where's the car? You're looking at the world through this. You can't see everything. It's a physiological reaction. It's called tunnel vision. All right. So when we're teaching people this, one of the things we teach people in self-defense classes is how to break that tunnel vision. Right. Make sure you look off to something. When you feel that adrenaline pump the first time, look, pivot your head, look around, break your tunnel vision. This kid's 17. He doesn't know to do that. He was in over his head until it got to the point that once he couldn't run any further. When he ran out of places to run, the only thing left in his brain, in the lizard brain portion of him was, I now have to fight. I tried flight, and I now have to fight. Tomorrow on Tucker Carlson, Raven, they are doing the interview, and I know Tucker Carlson has the high-def footage. Yeah. Tucker Carlson has a high-def footage, and he's interviewing Kyle tomorrow, and he has that high-definition footage. So probably the first time anybody's going to actually see the high-def footage. The judge was definitely favoring the prosecution's bullshit. Every chance he could get to try and I don't think his defense attorneys did him much good either. Waiting until the end of the trial to get the gun thrown out and then after they got the gun charge thrown out, the prosecutor's closing arguments was all about how he crossed state lines to go kill black people again. All of which was disproven. I mean, the best witness for Kyle was the guy Kyle shot. That guy sat on the stand and said, yeah, he didn't shoot me until I pointed a gun at his head. Case closed. The minute that witness from the prosecution said that on the stand, that defense attorney should have asked the judge to have all charges dismissed with prejudice. The witness that got shot just said the guy acted in self-defense under oath. Holy crap. Why was there any more trial after that? You stop and go, prosecutor, why is this guy your witness? The defense should have had to hunt him down with a freaking team of experts. I just go up to Kenosha to drink when I lived up in Chicago. We're in the Navy, you know, where the naval base is. You go up, what's that? The highway that goes along the lake. And you go up into Kenosha, and there was a biker bar off to the left there in Kenosha. We used to go hang out up there. And then there was a drive-in movie theater out there. So we used to go out there and watch movies, and basically just another reason to sit on tailgate and drink. We did a lot of drinking up in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yeah, the Tucker Carlson's going to have the video tomorrow. No one is ever going to recount those 2020 ballots, Renoir. The validated count of the 2020 ballots, the validated count, shows that Joe Biden lost votes. If Joe Biden had been running against Obama with the number of votes that Obama got, okay, in 2016, Joe Biden had fewer votes than Obama did, while Trump had 20 million more votes than Obama did. Only 4 counties in the entire United States made up the 30 million vote deficit so that somebody could go out on TV and say Joe Biden won the popular vote. He has a mandate. 4 counties. It happens to be the same 4 counties, one that had a pipe break, so everybody had to evacuate the building, and all of a sudden a bunch of ballots were sitting at everybody's workstation when they got back. The other 3 had mail trucks show up at 3 o'clock in the morning loaded to the gills with mail-in ballots. Because everybody knows U.S. federal postal workers work overtime in the middle of the night. What was it? The old Seinfeld, Newman. It's like, hey, it's Wednesday. Why aren't you at work? It's raining outside. I don't deliver the mail in the rain. It's literally in your creed. Says, yeah, we don't do that. We are the family. We stopped running the bingo for the veterans group 2 years ago. I stopped doing the VFW stuff because I got sideways with the national VFW guys. And now my dad has gotten suckered back in to these veterans of foreign war stuff. And I was arguing with my dad, and I like throw the keys on the desk and walk away from these son of bitches. Our bingo operation, when we left it, it was raising $1 million a year for charity. When we got asked to come back in and rescue it, the state had seized the bank accounts, which meant there was $38,000 in the bank account when they seized it. And that means you can't touch the $38,000, or you're not supposed to. It doesn't mean they prevented you from doing it. And then the guys that were running the stuff took another $30,000 out after the IRS told them, hey, don't touch the money. And we got, and looking at the books in this thing, we're turning around and we're saying, hey, we can't help you. If we go in there and try to fix what they broke, it looks like accessory after the fact. We're not the ones that made the money disappear. We weren't even members at the time. And I hate to be discussing this stuff at this time of year at charities, but it's the same reason we were discussing on the Zelcor wallet. You just don't know who you can trust. That was my problem with Zelcor. If I was in there for 6 days begging for help, and I'm asking very, very direct questions because I understand the software, that I understand why I'm asking those direct questions. I'm not some, you know me from the Guns of Glory guys. I'm going to ask a question so direct that the fact and the premise behind the question, no one wants to answer it. There's no good answer to what the failure excuse is going to come out as, because no one wants to make an excuse for their failure. Where's my trophy? I exist. Yeah. So look, the American people, by and large, watched this trial this week and are now well aware that in some place as remote as Kenosha, Wisconsin, all somebody had to do was pick up a phone and said, bury that guy under the courthouse. I don't care if there's evidence that he's innocent, because that happened. And there's not too many people who will watch actual footage. If you hear somebody arguing the exact opposite of what you know because you saw it with your own eyes, listen to the testimony, then all they're doing is we'll listen to the headline. And the same thing just happened with like my Zelcor review, right? All they're doing is looking at the headline. They didn't watch any of the 30 minutes, or they try to take it out of context. They're like, well, all those scammers you were talking to, that wasn't support. That's my point. No support guy actually did talk to me. The only people I had to talk to were scammers. I got to make content. I got to review a product. If your company doesn't want your product properly reviewed, simply don't answer my questions. Guns of Glory has just spent 4 years ignoring my direct questions. So I can review the product without your input. That's not hard for me to do. And everybody that watches this channel knows that. I'll run roughshod over you. If I've got to make up my own narrative as to why you are not doing the right thing by your customers, you're not going to like the narrative I make up. That's not good and entertaining. I'd much rather go with, hey, I asked them the question and this is what they said. But we don't do that, do we? We don't get that from Guns of Glory. We're not getting that from anybody. This ain't the only places I do this, because I still do some consulting for product lines, privately. We're not getting that from anybody. Yeah, had there not been cameras in that courtroom, that kid would have gone to jail. Well, you don't know that. The reason the protesters were out front was to scare that jury into finding him guilty for something. Because the reality of the law was he never should have been charged with anything. He did nothing wrong. Just because you don't, because even the prosecutor asked us, well, why weren't you carrying a handgun? And Kyle just point blank told him, so if you missed the trial, you missed the thing. Like, why weren't you carrying a handgun instead of a scary ass assault weapon? Because the long gun is legal for a 17-year-old. The handgun would have been a crime. Most state laws to possess a handgun is 19. Check with your state laws. Don't listen to me on that one. And I might be out of date on that one. You can't buy one till you're 21, but to own one for security reasons, 19. And then almost every concealed carry law is 21, which I have an issue with, because I have an issue with that mostly on the behalf of women. Women carry purses. Putting a gun in your purse is concealing it. So they're automatically criminals for carrying a gun. A 19-year-old girl in college should have a gun. You know how you make polite men in society? Arm more women. I'm all for it. I guarantee you that's the best way you'll ever get a male, one of these little shithead males these days. I got to open up and look at some stats here. We're just all over the charts tonight, right? Yeah. Please use keyframe frequencies of 4 seconds or less. Open widget. I don't even know what that's asking me. Please use keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not. Group of picture sizes. I don't know how to. Merlin, you have to say not counting the Civil War because the war run by Lincoln, 90 of the generals were foreign nationals. There's a lot of more history than what people learn directly from grade school on the history of the Civil War. Throughout history, including European history and stuff like that, there has been families that have basically caused wars to reduce population. And there's a lot of evidence that the Civil War in the United States was a population reduction exercise. And the racism aspect of I was just discussing this. I had, man, and this directly goes to the Guns of Glory stuff. I don't know what you guys are doing stealing credit cards and signing up over at Rogers Raiders for the $2 a month, but my security actually investigates it even though it's only $2. And I got a call from a customer that somebody had a stolen credit card, and I answered the phone and was helping him track down the guy that stole his credit card stuff. And that's just ridiculous, right? That we're doing that. All right, hold on. I see this. There's no reason for this. Let's not go that big. Actually, let's go down and let's log into the game here. Yeah, so I don't know what you're thinking there. One of the reasons that it's only $2 over at Rogers Raiders is I need a paywall. $2 is basically the minimum amount to cover a credit card fee. The credit card company takes 85% of the money, just charging me fees, right? So out of your $2, I think I get $1.14, $1.15, something like that. And we're going to get into what we're doing with that other $1.15 right now because I'm having an issue with that. Oh, I'm down in power. Somebody hit me during KR. I'll bet I got Mega Rally before I got hit. Man, it's been like a week since I've been in here. We'll look at my expeditions. Oh, yeah, look, I got all kinds of crap going on here. I hadn't logged in a while. You know what? Let's go Dex. There we go. Well, like that. There we go. That's. They updated Dex for guys that follow me, and the Dex is the was the one. You can see I got all last week. I haven't logged in 7 days even to collect my treasures. All right. So what I had and what I was doing back then, and I got distracted because I was going over banners for buildings. We got a whole bunch of new players for the game, right? I'm the foundational keyword for this thing, and I decided to go back over some of my old work because I can't seem to get another YouTuber to do the job of doing the work of being a YouTuber. I would rather not do the work. I would rather promote somebody else that would just do the work for the next generation. That Guns of Glory is just blasting ads, getting people to come to Guns of Glory right now. When I'm playing another game, I get 50 ads an hour of Come Back to Guns of Glory. And their ad has this trigger in it to where if you touch the screen anywhere, it launches my game to try and make me log back into the game. I hate that. I hate the Guns of Glory ad is the worst ad in gaming right now. Just absolutely horrendous. I'd quit yelling. I hear my voice. I got in the habit of yelling because I had a buzzy mic, and I don't have my buzzy mic no more. I need to not be yelling into my microphone. All right. So let's go look and see what happened while I was gone. Victory, 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 victory. Oh, so KR happened. Oh, I meant to look. Go down a little further. My gosh. I apparently killed a whole hell of a lot of people while not playing the game. Okay. Firewall works, people. That's what you pay the $2 a month for. Because right now, you have unclaimed daily event records. All right, mark is red. Go get all my free loot. Get involved. Don't care. Just give me my free loot because nothing you do on Facebook is worth a damn. I would tell anybody that's promoting any project, stay away from Facebook. The only time I ever made money from Facebook was when I shorted it when they went public. I'm one of the few people that didn't go long. I shorted Facebook. And General Motors pulled all their advertising 4 days before Facebook went public. Because General Motors, when they decided to go public, General Motors reviewed their ads, what they'd spent and what they got back, and realized they spent $38 million and had sold maybe 7 cars. That's how bad Facebook is. Facebook's fraud. It was one of the problems of the dot-com phase back in the year 2000 when the dot-com bubble burst. And I've said this in several areas. I don't even know which channel I'm saying it on at this point, but it's just true. There's no such thing as translation of media. You can't put an ad on TV during the Super Bowl that says, come visit my website, because you can't click on your TV. People are not, and the proof in that was the year 2000. AT&T spent something like $9 or $10 million on Super Bowl ads to sell their new internet access. They got 2. Nationwide, during the Super Bowl, they got 2 customers who signed up. You can't click on it. No translation of media. So people hear these things, they bury them. It's like a marketing faux pas, like New Coke. It's like, hey, everybody loves Coke. Let's go make New Coke and just take Coke off the market. Biggest marketing blunder of all time was considered New Coke, right? But that's what's happening in my war things. Guys, I'm not even having to build up. So I got all that free loot. I'm not even playing, right? Everybody else had to spend their gold, their money, their time. All right. Not that I'm blowing off playing. I'm just not there yet. I'm working on the website stuff, so I'm reminding myself to get back to that. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. Train all. Let's just make some T12s. You don't have enough resources. What am I short? I've run out of my. I've been doing this lazy freaking building for so long. I've run out. Not true. I got gold. All right, good for 5 more days. Okay, so what am I doing? All right, I started going back over banners. Okay, and as you can see right here, I got enough banners right now to put it on my inventory. These are base stats. So even I haven't gone up here and upgraded the base stats on my infantry for 1,600 banners. I was missing buildings on here. And I noticed it a while back, and then I started looking back over. I've got an article over on Rogers Raiders that shows you what order to put the banners in. And the video for it is 3 years old. So the graphics are different. We're so far out of context. And during a banner video, I need to reference the math and other fucking problems video that I made that explains why base math is important, right? So I've got content that builds upon content that builds on content now. So I need to bridge the last 6 months into a video for all the guys that Guns of Glory is buying right now. Do you get it? Guns of Glory is out there buying me new customers. Why do I have to advertise this multi-billion-dollar corporation is buying me, the guy that controls their keywords, new customers? It's great. I love it. I'm an idiot. Do you even understand tech? That's what the guy's told. I love that. Raven, weren't you the one telling me you found a 6600 for $400? Yeah, I mean, a 6600 makes $100 a month. If you go out and buy a $400 RX 6600 XT right now and just turn it on when you're not looking at the computer, you make $100 a month. Derek Russell was timed out by... Derek, I don't know why you were deleted. What'd you say? All you did was put some graphics in there. I don't know what you did. My software went after you, Derek. I didn't do that. Hold on. Oh, because you put a whole bunch of symbols in there. And so you responded with another symbol. I said, it tells me in my chat. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says Streamlabs commented, Derek Russell, please refrain from spamming symbols. Yeah, you put 3 of them back to back, and it didn't like it. That update to my studio software happened automatically. I didn't put that in there. I'll have to look at it. Yeah, Merlin, I'm going to go back here a little bit. Merlin, yeah, that's true. England and Germany played both sides. Tell you what people forget about an invasion that was supposed to happen there, Jay Smith. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, Mexico was supposed to invade. They were aligned. Mexico was aligned with the Japanese and was supposed to invade the southern United States. We were set up for a 2-front war, and not very well because none of our shit worked. And then we would not have been able to handle a 3-front war at all. But Mexico chickened out at the last second. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say they chickened out. They're coming. They're invading now. They're just late. You know, they're crossing the border now. they're just 80 years late. Yeah. Yeah. Zimmerman, the Zimmerman, okay, I know what you're talking about. The Zimmerman telegram about Mexico invading, right? There's golf courses in California where they bomb the coast, where there's sand bunkers. That yeah, the Gunmuse channel is more about entertainment. Look, we put some quality content. The only reason I've even been on the Guns of Glory content for as long as I have is because they don't stop lying to the market, and it's fun for me to beat up liars. That 2 million number is way low there, Renoir. I live here. I promise you, I've got in a town of 10,000, I've got more than 30,000 people outside our door. I look, I'm one of these people that has to carry a pistol to come out here to the shop now. The only thing that is making me feel better about this time of year is it's getting colder and they don't hang out as much outside when it's cold. Uh, Come summertime, this is a nightmare again. Uh, we've already had 19 people in this area killed by illegals in the last 4 months. They do that, Jan. Uh, uh, Jan said that this event, I feel like GOG lowered the amount of points we get from doing shooting gallery. They do that. Guns of Glory, and I shouldn't say Guns of Glory, all the Chinese games look at digital inventory stock like it's physical goods on the shelf. Every one of them they give away was one they didn't sell, therefore they lost money. So they reduce the value of what you get in compensation playing a game because they literally say, round eye, you're stealing from me when I give you what you earned. It's just, you got to get past the racist portion of the thinking when you say it out there. It's just it's a cultural statement. It's not a racist statement. It's just the way they think. I can't help that. But that's the way any communist thinks. Doesn't matter your color. It's a communist culture problem, not a color culture problem. Yeah, I don't live anywhere it's cold. It's 30 degrees outside here. That's colder than it normally is. Yeah, yeah. I would say on the coins, I actually don't. I do the coin event every third event when I'm actively doing it. Not not even every other, every third event. And that gets me a maximum round of whatever loot they're handing out to buy with during that. Catastrophic, how you doing? The all right. Uh yeah, oh man, I get so distracted with what okay, so I was gonna show you guys the problem that I'm having, because you're gonna see a video this week. I am gonna put out a recruiting video to try and find some code writers. Uh the nice thing is I've got these ASIC crypto miners. I took them from exhausting outside to exhausting in here, so I don't have to run the heat in here. It's nice and toasty in here. And the thing I got burning electricity is making me money, and I don't have to pay twice for the heat. Whereas normally in the winter, or the summer, I got to put the air conditioner on regardless of what's going on in the room. And now I actually get to run the electric. The electric's making me money, and I just, oh, hold on. I can do this in a different way. And I've got to go to Streamlabs, see, and turn on screen one. Communication, Upwork. Oh, pops up over here. So Upwork's a programming freelancer. I don't need anybody to do anything drastic. Matter of fact, I would prefer a novice that's just learning PHP that I can teach industrial skill sets to. I would prefer somebody I didn't have to unlearn what they think they know. Because every developer that I've ever met, every IT guy I've ever met, has been educated and trained on how to keep their job, not how to do their job. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm asking for. I just write checks. That's burned into their brain. So tell them whatever it takes to get the most amount of money out of me. Okay. You see all these guys over in here. I've been interviewing programmers, and finally I had enough, and then I hired a headhunter here in Scott. Scott's a talent specialist. He's supposed to go out there and find me. Need to star Scott. He's supposed to find me somebody, right? It doesn't look like there are any available freelancers in your specified location requirements for the job. Are you open to expanding your search and invite freelancers from other locations? That's other locations. My problem with this site, which is one of the better ones out there, bigger ones out there, was I started putting in here, look, if you're turning around and trying to scam me, I said US only programmers. Not that I'm trying to lock out India, but the problem of hiring somebody in here is they start off lying to me, and I got a problem with that. They say, "Oh yeah, I'm in Austin, Texas." Okay, Abib, you're in Austin, Texas. Can we do this in the morning? And they schedule me for an Indian 8 a.m. You know, red flags, the that kind of stuff. And it's all of them. So I put up a task where I got a piece of code that I wrote, and I deliberately put some errors in it. And it should be blatantly obvious to a person who's in their first week of training how to fix it. Should take them 20 minutes. All right. And I'm willing to pay them $100 for what is 20 minutes worth of work. That's how do you get past step one of the interview of working for me. And what I've been finding is crap loads of people trying to sell me that 20-minute fix for $2,000 to their development software team. I don't want a team. You know what a team is? A team is a committee. And in today's too woke to work world, hey, did you get to Gunmuse's freaking stuff that only takes 20 minutes? No, I'll get to that next week. I honestly have spent more time looking and talking to people during each interview than it would take for them to do the work to move to the next step of being hired for another job. I got 9 jobs lined up. They're quick, easy. If you're working for a software development company and you just want some moonlighting money for Christmas, I got part-time work. And I'll overpay for the job. I just want you to come home from work and work till midnight, knock it out, mail it to me. I'll check it over. We're kudos. I'll pad your resume inside this company. I'll refer you. Just do what the customer's asking you to do. And I'll say nice things. They want to tell me how they're going to build my company that they've never talked to, never seen, don't know anything about. And at the end of the day, no one I'm going to hire knows a damn thing about Guns of Glory, right? So me finding a PHP guy that knows Guns of Glory, I gave up on that 6 months ago. Yeah, they don't like the liberal doesn't like what you say. They just end the conversation, right? They don't believe in free speech if it's not giving them a trophy. Yeah. But there's the funny thing. I've never been invited to the VIP room. I dumped $16,000 on a live video to start Kingdom 592, and I didn't get invited to a VIP room. The number of credit card frauds this time of year is pretty insane. You're going to see a bunch of people spend, if you do the math backwards, you're going to see them spend about $5,000, which is the limit on a credit card for buying software and gaming stuff. And then their castle's never going to grow again. They're going to get this big spurt ahead. They're going to try and bully everybody into falling in line behind them with their stolen credit card spurt. Because over in the Discord room, you know, hey, let me put that in there. You guys, okay, couple things, guys. I do want subscribers now. I decided, if you watched the last video where I had over 1 million views with only 8,000 subscribers, I want the ego boost of subscribers now. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. But if you're not, if you want to discuss stuff, go over to the Discord channel. The Discord channel says Idle Tools on it because Idle Tools is the name of my company. It's a for-profit company that makes money to fund my charity stuff. It's my way around the IRS asking me for a membership list. See, when you file a 501c3, you guys remember I uncoupled Guns of Glory from the charity stuff because the IRS was demanding my members list. They wanted me to hand the IRS everybody who signed up on Rogers Raiders as a member. And I'm not doing it. So I got rid of the 501c. We're a for-profit company. We'll pay our taxes. And what's left then goes to charity. They can't tell me how to spend my money. And I'm not deducting that much money off the thing. We just don't make that much. We just not that way. Jonathan, the reality is, for playing, I get invites to almost every kingdom. I'm never lacking invites to come play. That's why we had so much fun with the 592 guys that all that was left in 592 was the trolls and those who thought they could buy the trolls, right? Well, we'll give the trolls free loot and I'll be popular and be in charge. Wonky. That's one of the reasons I had a problem with Wonky. Wonky took something he didn't build. Wonky was given a free castle in 533. I built up a multi-$1,000 castle and gave it to him for free. Gave him ownership of the kingdom. He followed me here and started bullshit here. I had a problem with that. You know, I know. $19 a day sounds like so little money until you realize I'm not spending money a day now. I'm making money per day. I spent more than $20. I spent more than $2,000 a month in Guns of Glory. I just stopped. Derek, Derek, are you my Border Patrol guy? No, you're not my Border Patrol guy. Derek, hang out in the Idle Tools channel over there. I want to see more people on my pro hashing. I have played and played and played and played with different things. And I promise you guys, my pro hashing system works. I'm making more money with that than I am with anything else. I've gone through other YouTubers. I am following their methods, and they are making content to make content. I don't care about making content to make content. I want to make now. Well, you said $2 a day, and I just had a Border Patrol guy come in here with a computer that the TSA. It looked like it took a sledgehammer to his computer, and he's going to Border Patrol school over here. He come in, and the only reason he brought his computer with him to Border Patrol school was he was thinking free electricity. I'm gonna mine crypto while I'm there. So he wanted to hook his computer up in his room and let the federal government pay his electric bill. And but it looked like somebody took a sledgehammer to the damn thing wouldn't boot. So I fixed his computer. I set him up on pro hashing, and I got 2 people that are underneath my pro hashing system that I can see, and I think I make about 3 cents a day on that. I would like to get more people on it. If I got a penny a day for every person that should be following me on pro hashing, I'd be tickled. My goal's a penny a day, and I'm making 3 cents a day now off 2 people. So the pro hashing system works. The reason I'm making money with people signing up under my pro hashing is because they're making money. Border, what? I don't drink anymore. Yeah, I can't drink anymore. My health got to the point that was done. Well, my mining operations $65 a day right now, and I've got I got 4 helium miners coming. That should be about $1,600 a month. I've got 11 3090 cards coming. That's $2,700 a month. $90 a day from 11 3090 cards. I've got $60 a day in current stuff in here now. And I just bought an S19 Pro out of Germany for only $900. And the ROI on that S19 Pro is 30 days. It will make $30 a day all by itself. Pay for what? Yeah, we take PayPal, and for the Rogers Raiders, the $2 a month. Yeah, the big reason the paywall is there is so that I don't have to deal with spammers. As soon as you put up a paywall, the spamming goes away. No one's going to pay you $2 a month to try and spam you. They just won't do it. Yeah. And the Discord channel, I put the Discord link up in there, right? Yeah. RogersRaiders.com/Discord. In the Discord channel, there's a hashtag Idle Tools. That's where we do. I let it scroll off in Idle Tools, but I went through a how-to with Ravencoin on setting up the pro hashing thing when he was setting up his stuff. Kind of as is this working? Is this not working? Because I don't have any NVIDIA cards right now. My video cards are still in the mail. Jonathan, they're not even players. The number of insiders that are running off the people that pay their salary is insane in this game. Yeah. I'm telling everybody, the fun thing about the crypto thing that I've been doing is I look at my phone just as much as I did when I was doing GOG every day, right? But I'm just as excited to look at the numbers and see what's happening and see what's going on now. The only difference is I'm making money when I'm looking at it. Oh, you know what? Well, hold on. We have to do that with a different thing. I actually I took all my money out of crypto 10 days ago to buy other stuff. I was reinvesting. I took all my profits and everything out, and I'm reinvesting. And since I took everything out, I have almost $700 back in there since I took all that profit. I was down to zero, and I'm back up to $700. I can show that. Hold on. Uh, you know what? Just in case it accidentally shows my password. All right. Do 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 do. Young Bobby, yeah, and this is one of these things where, hey, you don't understand what you're doing. I'm finding problems in the 3 comma software. And this is where I'm talking to their developers about that. And I should say I'm finding problems that I don't mind are there. You guys know me from the Guns of Glory stuff. If I find a little hack or a bug, it's not a hack. When we use financial words to describe something that's not financial, that's property. So I zeroed myself out, and I'm up to $778. That number right there, back into my account. And I haven't pulled any money out of my banking account to put that money back. I have just let the mining operation deposit my crypto, and then I let the trade bots just spam away at my trading, making me more crypto. Right? Let me look at this. I don't know if ZEC is actually made. All right, so on idle tools, I turned around and had to use ZEC. I was demonstrating that I couldn't move the money to ZEC to exit the money out of my wallet from Zelcore. Now I knew what I was going to do to fix it. Okay, I was pretty sure I knew what broke the wallet. I'm not letting that information out for free so some guy goes, oh yeah, hope nobody else sees this guy. I'm tired of fixing people's product for free. Guns of Glory should have paid me millions of dollars and have paid millions of dollars to try to not pay me millions of dollars. I'm just tired of fixing these people's problems. You want to have an ego about how great you're doing stuff and I got to tear it down? Great. I make $250,000 a year tearing you apart from the outside. It's cheaper to buy me to have a private conversation than it is to do what I do on YouTube. I will cost you money while we hold this conversation via YouTube. So ZEC, that's a gaming token. You know, it's designed as a good security token. It's one of the last good mineable tokens. And so I traded into that because the fees were low to move it over to my Binance, and then I started shorting it. So my plan for the next 6 months is to build up $300 into a token, and then I'm just going to start shorting that token over and 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 over again. I don't care if it goes up in price, down in price. I don't care. I eventually will get a profit from it. And when you short it, the profit isn't in money, it's in tokens. You get more crypto. Because I think the crypto market's going to crash pretty heavily. I think Bitcoin's going to go up to 100, maybe to 110,000, and then it's going to plummet. Because Joe Biden thinks he's smart. And I think the only way they got to deal with the fact that crypto is going so high, which I will put this in another way so the people that are not crypto guys or they're listening to the news, the fake news about what crypto is. Bitcoin ain't worth $80,000, guys. Your US dollar is so worthless, it takes 80,000 of them to buy a digital ones and zeros. Value's all perception in your head. Okay. Your money is so worthless, it takes a lot of it to buy Bitcoin. It doesn't make Bitcoin worth all that much. The crypto industry is not ready for prime time as a world reserve currency. I don't care how many people say that it is. And to turn around and point out, it's like, well, you're not a financial advisor. You know, I can do 8th grade math. There's not enough volume in there. And what is on the market at this point, China controls 31% of it. I do know how a Chinese reacts to having control and power. I can foresee very steps going. So there's reasons I'm doing things different than what everybody else out there that's in the expert in this industry is doing them. And that's because I expect to have money when this is over, and they expect to get readers by reinforcing what other people said so that they sound like experts too. This guy's got 1 million followers and he said X. Well, I'm going to say X. That way we're both geniuses. Me, I'm using my own independent rational thinking. That's just kind of what I do. And if anybody just, and you guys know from watching my stuff for a long time, if you got a problem with it, just explain what the problem you're having with it. Either I can defend what I'm saying with facts, or I cannot. If I cannot defend what I'm saying, then I have a problem with my thinking, and I need to adjust my thinking. But if you can't rationalize why you disagree with me, then I don't need to rationalize why I'm thinking what I'm thinking either. I'm the kook that's off in La La Land. Explain to me why I'm wrong. It's not hard. Man, for those who haven't, where are we at here? Man, I'm going to put this in the chat because I told a bunch of guys over in the Discord channel this, and I have been shorting Avalanche because I want more Avalanche, also called AVAX. All right. I lost my YouTube. There we go. Live streaming. AVAX. Okay. Hey, Raven, you may remember last December, right after Joe Biden, matter of fact, last November, when Joe Biden was elected, on the live air, I bought stock in a company that owns 21 million acres of trees in the United States, and everybody said, that's silly. They're not going to let them cut down trees, and they don't understand. They own the trees. The government doesn't have a say whether or not they own 21 million acres. I have made a lot of the money I'm spending in here playing in crypto, I made buying stock in forests. And everybody goes, what'd you buy that? I said, wood pulp. If you don't understand how a product's made, these people produce for wood pulp. And I've made a killing this year off of trees. Full disclosure. But that again is not one of those things, well, I did my research on what the stock's profit and loss capability is going to bid. Nope. I know what a worthless fucking leftist thinks. I knew what they were going to do to anybody doing construction in order to gain power. And I also knew that they were going to keep the borrowing so low and the building of new homes so high that they could do nothing but cause shortages in the lumber market. Because that's what they did to cause the first crash. That's how we had the 2009 crash. It's all Trump's, it was all Bush's fault. Bullshit it was. That they're doing the exact same time. We are in worse shape today than we were in the collapse that damn near put us into a depression in 2009. We're in worse shape. The until they have Devil in Black, until Kingdom Migration is open, I would tell everybody to ignore it. Do not let them try to decide where you're going to play next. That's what I want people to take away from my observation of Kingdom Migrations. They, in their communistic thinking, think they're going to tell people where to play in order to increase spending. They're going to find out that they're wrong. They don't know they're wrong yet. They're going to find out they're wrong. And then they're going to put the brakes on what they're doing. They're going to blame everybody else because they couldn't have possibly been wrong. That's the leftist mantra, right? When confronted by a fact, insult somebody. So how does it look on a 4K TV, Derek? Yeah, there is internet issues. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm getting error issues. We've been on the air for a long time too. Holy crap. Scheduled for 7:05. I finally got my wife into crypto. She's not paying attention, but she's thinking it now. What really started happening was the people at her work started talking about it, so she didn't want to be left out. She wants to be one of the guys at work. And so she went and spent a couple $100. And it really kind of pissed me off because she come home and she goes, oh, what crypto should I buy so I can be a millionaire next year? We're like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? There's no such thing. How about we just not be poor next year? How about that be the goal? Oh man, that becomes an addiction. See, I can do that with my Samsung TV. I I had to call Samsung TV the support. Somehow, somewhere over the last 6-7 years, uh, there is a Russian firmware update installed in my Samsung TV, and it's version number 2500. The official version from Samsung's 2300. So I get a thumb drive. I'm updating the firmware. I'm going to manually update the firmware to my TV, only I can't because the TV thinks the version that's installed is newer than the version I'm replacing it with, and they don't have any software thing to override it with whatever I want. So Samsung winds up telling me, it's like, well, you're going to have to call somebody to come out and fix the TV by hand. I'm like, there's no manual fix for this. Somebody would have to physically remove and reset the hard drive, and that thing is actually soldered to the motherboard. I made a lot of money off Shiba. I'm saying Shiba is volatile. Uh, Shiba's market cap is bigger than they're in the top 100s. You know, I'm I I'm learning by paying attention here, and I'll tell you one of the things I'm learning on this thing is learn who to ignore. Uh, Somebody says something, says, "Oh, Shiba's a meme coin, Doge is a meme coin." Remember what I'm saying. A token has value if you, the user of that token, say it does. It's all up here. That's where the value's at. That's why it can't be taxed. Although the 87,000 IRS agents they want to hire probably will have a different opinion. Oh yeah, yeah. I agree, Devil. It's look, and this is true in any community. This is this goes back to the 1800s. Okay, so how do I know what's going to happen before it happens? All right, because the thinking process that's taking place in a game or in the community or in the Discord or anything else is uh, no one wants to be separated from the herd. It's burned into your DNA. Human beings are herd animals, no different than a gazelle on the African plain. You, the lonely guy, not next to the herd, you're lunch. Okay? So it's burned into your DNA. Do not be separated from the herd. So, whatever the power structure within that herd, not trying to predefine it, no matter where it comes from, whatever the perceived power structure is, the herd mentality follows it. The trolls inside Guns of Glory are well aware of this method. That's why they jump to new kingdoms within the first few minutes of them spawning and declare there's some super secret room in where everybody's voting about what the rules are, and here's what your rules are. And if you don't follow the rules, we're going to cut you from the herd. You're not going to be allowed to play with anybody. They say these things. You've seen it. Oh, if you do this, you're not going to be in a top 10 alliance, allowed in a top 10 alliance. And people who've never played Guns of Glory before go, well, shit. I just want to sit on my couch and play a game. I don't want to be cut from the herd. That is the power the troll has over a random individual somewhere in the world. The even with bottles for equipment. No, the now this has been true of Guns of Glory for a long time. When they come out with new gear updates, if you buy what you need in the first 48 hours, it's way cheaper than waiting than trick nickel and diming it. You try to buy it $4 or $5 at a time and get lucky, you're screwed. First of all, I probably don't say this enough. I all but prove there's no such thing as randomness in Guns of Glory. Uh, you don't believe me? Go to the shooting gallery. How many do 3 clicks and reset? 3 clicks and reset. Sometimes you'll skip to the 5th, which is the appearance of randomness. But it's one out of every. But the number of times that that you skip to number 3, if you're clicking number 4, you'll get the number 5 prize. I think it's 1 out of 9 times is what it was. Every 9th time you do that, you'll get that jump and get a bonus to your gallery coin spin. All right. There's no randomness inside this game. Uh, you look at the 50% events, and this is where, our bread and butter has been 50% events over the years, where we turn around and I just don't do it anymore, right? Where I go, okay, if I trade this, this, and this, I'll get X number of these, and then I'm a 50% event used to be I got all my updates 30 cents on the dollar. That's what a 50% was for. It's like 60 cents on the dollar now, not instead of 30. So it costs twice as much. We've trained so much of the market how to shop at a 50% event that they've started losing money, so they just made it worse. They just changed the ratio. There's no randomness there. And God forbid you get busy and you get stuck with whatever the prizes are, because they'll haunt you in your bag for a year that you spent $250, $300 and you're going to get 2,000 wood for it next year, right? So I mean, they literally laugh at you for being a customer of theirs. I've never seen such an insult, but it's horrendous. And it's It's just in my nature to defend the little guy, that doesn't know any better. I understand the tactic, and I don't like it. So I'm going shorts and enabled. Let's go to enable bots. These are the only 3 bots I got running right now. I got 𝙂𝙪, 𝙂𝙪𝙣, and Raven on short. And then my mining operations bringing money in. I do not like the fact that this thing is hey, we got this button we can put on our webpage. We want to talk to you when we want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you guys. So let's go to deals, my deals. I'm about to make money on Raven. So Raven's falling right now. Okay. So like 𝙂𝙪 is up 15%, right? A short is not a short. Not in crypto, because the only thing you can do is buy or sell it. And anybody that's doing commodity trading or futures trading and stuff like that, now banks are involved. Now the IRS can talk to you. So anybody in the crypto world that's trying to get that engaged in their product line is trying to get the government in control of crypto, which is the whole purpose of crypto, is not to have anybody in charge of it. It's your banking. You're responsible for it, which is the video I upset the 𝙂𝙪𝙣𝙈 wallet guys with, right? Hey, they literally come down in the comments because they saw the 200 subscribers and goes, oh, well, he doesn't know those are con artists. Yeah, I don't know, right? What I do know is all I got to talk about is a con artist because the support staff didn't help me solve the problem so I could video solving the problem. So all I had to do was talk with con artists. So the problem that I saw was the lack of security in their own community. So there's the problem that I went after, was your lack of security. So I'm going to go to AVAX. So wait a minute, where's AVAX? AVAX is 5%. I'm doing this on my phone. 𝙂𝙪 deals. Now, if we look at my 𝙂𝙪 short deal, right? Right here, it says that I've currently lost $25.55, but I haven't. You know why I haven't? I still own the crypto. No one will sell me their crypto at the low price I asked for it at. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cancel that request to sell me your shit at a discount. And then I'm going to go back into my Binance. And I'm going to create a new trade. And when you cancel, it winds up coming out in US dollars. I'm going to simple buy. 𝙂𝙪 USD buy. Buy it at market price 100% minus $10. So I can leave a little money in my, all right, and done, and done, close. And I'm going to go in here. So my 𝙂𝙪 that wasn't in the bot is now worth more. Okay, because it didn't spend all my 𝙂𝙪 yet. It's now worth more. It went up. That's why it says I lost 25 bucks. Yeah, it's now worth more. So I'm going to keep it. Why would I not want to keep something that's worth more? All right. And there's an attritional loss to this. And I find that my trade is about $8. If it doesn't show that you've lost more than $8, don't do what I just did. Which is cancel the deal, because I've lost more than $8. I can split the loss with what's in the bot and what's out of the bot. Start, options, open new deal. Now I'm opening new deals while ZEC is high, because I canceled out and I started over at a high while retaining the ZEC I had left that's worth more. So we can go in here and 775. The only thing I lost was a trade fee. So I lost 40 cents. Okay, remember my count's up. And now we look down here at my ZEC short bot. Instead of saying minus 25, I'm now down 8 cents. The reason I'm down 8 cents is because I just had to buy that's the fee that I just lost. And they were up. And now, look at this. I'm about to take profit. I'm up 34.34%. I'm about to take, oh, yeah, I'm about to take profit again. Nope, wrong. These color codes are wrong. The green ones are about to take profit. So my Raven's about to take profit. And this red one. See, the 5%, I'm not playing in that game. I like to see 8% difference before I do what I did. So if I log in after a couple days, and I've set my bots up so there's these great big gaps between the adding more currency in there. So if I log in every couple days and I see that there's been this long rise on a crypto, I can just cancel the deal, jump in back at the top, and then when it falls back down, because it will, I'll just ride it to the bottom and gain a whole bunch of free stuff. And that's what I've been doing for the last couple months. Gaming the system might be what some people see I'm doing, but at the end of the day, it's their system, not my system. I didn't build it. I didn't make the rules. What? Jonathan's talking about GOG's problem. They don't listen to the players who play the game. I listen to players who play the game, but I have to ignore 80% of the players that I listen to. But I don't have a vested interest in the profit of the game. I don't have a competing product. I do understand how business works, and the fact that the game is a business, it needs to make money. And everybody that, if all the gamers were allowed to have a vote over what's about to happen, they would vote themselves a bunch of free shit, and then the game would actually be ruined. So, like I said, you got to ignore what people ask for. Whenever they put out a come over to this and do our questionnaire, when you fill out the questionnaires about what they should do next, they've already decided what they're going to do next. And that is a marketing ploy to convince you that you decided what they're about to do next was what you asked for. That way you're blaming somebody other than them for the bad decision they may be making. And 9 out of 10 times, a bad decision they are making. Yeah, it's not even a good $99 pack, Raven. It's one of those week one, you've never played the game before $99 packs, which is really worth like $5 if you're in an old kingdom. Yeah, it's 80 hours a month for $99 of a outdated pack at a discounted rate. Basically, you're being paid about 40 cents an hour, which is what they pay their slaves. I know I just walked off film here. I'm gonna walk away from my mic here a second. Man, am I on the air? Two. I don't even know if I never heard my mic beep off. Did y'all hear me pee? What the hell? Hello. Oh, my mic's on. I had to pee. I had to go water a tree. No, I don't have a sink out here to wash my hands with. I wash my hands before I touch my dick, not after. My hands were clean before. It's been a long day. Man, I should be out here. I have to. I'm getting my parents off of their satellite internet. Yeah. Right now, rebuilding my trade account. Today I made $1.95 so far since 6 o'clock. So that's 3 hours. I hadn't been paying attention. I can tell you that with the damn near $10,000 in profit I've taken out of this trading system I built up here, their software shows me down $735, not down $10,000. So I keep making the money back that I keep taking the profit on. Yeah. No, that shows me down 2,100 total. I lost $300 in fees the other day trying to get my money out quickly. That was for sure. How many people? I try to drop this chat down when we get down below 20 people. Oh, we fell down below 20 people. Once we go above an hour and I fall down below 20 people, people are bored with me. Yeah. Like and subscribe, guys. I really do want to get people to subscribe. Encourage other people to subscribe. Subscribing doesn't change anything to do with my business structure. Not a damn thing. Doesn't slow me down, doesn't gain. I get nothing from it. But I've decided that I've done and I put the work in. I've got over 1 million views. But if I get 100,000 subscribers, I get one of those awards, and I want one of my trophies. I want the trophy like everybody else does. Make sure you're over in the Discord room. Yeah. Been staying pretty pleasant over there. The growth rate over there has been kind of nice. Yeah, I'm actually looking for subscribers now. It is pure ego. The number of subscribers is a pure ego thing. I want to break the 10,000 because I'm going to put some t-shirts back up. I used to sell so many t-shirts with my Gunmuse t-shirts. I can't walk out in public with one of my Gunmuse t-shirts on without people asking me to buy them out in public because my Gunmuse t-shirts predates any of this gaming stuff. The I forget. I'll wear a Gunmuse t-shirt. Running around just doing random shit around the house. I'll forget and I'll go out to the damn store. Yeah, yeah. I make it easy. I've got to get the software things. Man, put the feelers out. I hate to delve inside the gaming community for PHP programmers, but there should be some people out there looking for some off work. But the reality is I'm not going to put them on the GOG stuff. I'm going to put them on the Idle Tool stuff. Simply because I don't want any fans touching the Rogers Raider stuff. Right? Daryl, you didn't see the video last time. I've been on YouTube since before Google owned them. I had one video that had 600,000 views. The difference is when you go to the video and Google says, oh, no, he's had 18,000 views, those are the number of people who watched it on YouTube. Google does not track unadvertised video views. So if somebody shared it into the Discord or a line group or a Facebook group, doesn't count. If Google can't put an ad on it, it doesn't count. And if you notice any of the videos on Rogers Raiders where I have 1 million people a month going through there, none of those videos have an ad on them. So none of the people watching videos on Rogers Raiders counts towards my views. But I haven't been asking for subscribers because people don't want to subscribe. This is the reason I hated paywalls. No one wants to sign up to a website because they're afraid they're going to get spammed. I don't do it, but yeah, the game's a part of life. It's not our lives, right? I try to make the glitches that we find in game relevant to the rest of the stuff we're seeing worldwide. Yeah. Still relevant content too. Yeah. These are the things that Derek, these are the videos I got to redo. YouTube is starting to punish me a little bit because of the mark. So I've got to redo the videos. I expected to have the banner video done this week, and I just didn't do it. Just other shit got in the way. I got so sidetracked interviewing freaking software writers, and I still don't have anybody hired. So now it's the week of Thanksgiving. No one's gonna go try and take on more work while they're thinking about vacation. So maybe Wednesday of next month, I'll get somebody who'll answer my freaking ad to hire a programmer. So that's 1 month trying to get 1 hour's worth of work done. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping to get more of the phone gamers involved in the fun part of trading crypto. Because you're about $250 and you can play around like it's a video game. And you get excited when you win money, you get excited when it goes down. If you go in there and just buy something and hold it, that's not fun. But if you're one of these people that gets an adrenaline rush from playing games, the method I'm putting in, so far it's entertaining to me. Where's Bitcoin at now? Bitcoin's down to $57,000 from a high of 8,000 this year. And as I just showed you, I made money all this week. So, but I don't play in Bitcoin. If I'd have shorted Bitcoin, I wouldn't have made as much money as I would do shorting these other things. Some of these stocks that I buy, like Avalanche, is going up while Bitcoin's going down. There's that. I don't know. Let's see who the big losers are. Gainers and losers. Yeah, my Zcash, that ZEC, up 23% today. And I bought that on film on Idle Tools. That's over them there telling me, like, you don't know squat. I know that my $400 worth of Flux didn't buy $400 worth of ZEC when it was low when I wanted to. Because what I wanted to do is exactly what I did do, only I got half as much out of it because their shit didn't work. I find that problematic when you won't respond to a request. eGold's up today. Once you start trading around in this, you're going to find a bunch of stuff that follows Bitcoin and a bunch of stuff that does not. Binance Payment, Tether. ADA Cardano. XRP is a good buy right now. And my Avalanche. I showed you the three. Avalanche and ZEC. Avalanche up 3% today. Ravencoin's the only one that was going down because Ravencoin kind of follows Bitcoin. Ravencoin's really cheap for miners to move around and take profit. And I'm under the assumption that a bunch of people are going to start moving profit around to their banks this week before they have to travel. They want a little extra money in their bank accounts. It takes a couple days to get that moved around. So right now, everybody's setting up to start selling crap on Monday morning to put it in their banks. So I don't panic on this. This is the way people act. I don't care what the crypto does. This is what people do. What did I miss on Jonathan? Oh, you guys are playing UAC, aren't you? I hate the fact that the most of what you learn is from me. That's scary in itself, man. I can honestly say, after having done crypto for now 6 months, do not listen to anything from the company called CoinDesk. They are in every app, and every piece of information they've had is false. They are trying to make money by putting news stories out. Do not follow their advice. It's bad. Very, very bad. I don't know if you guys seen that Lumber Inc. game where you run a lumber yard. I've been playing the shit out of that. And I don't even know why. The game's boring the shit out of me, but takes up a bunch of my time now. I can't run for president. I counterfeited money when I was 14. It's the reason I'm not running for Congress. I held a top secret clearance in the military because no one else could do the job, not because I would pass a top secret clearance security check. I was too smart for my own good when I was a teenager, and I was in a whole shitload of trouble all the time. I had 17 speeding tickets by the time I joined the military, and I joined when I was 17. When I would go from school to work, which was 40 miles away, it usually took me a little over 21 minutes. That's how fast I drove. When I was 14, back in the 80s, those machines you go to the car wash, put your dollar in, get quarters back out of it? I was smart enough to know that those machines didn't know the difference between a real bill and a fake bill. I copied $1 bills, just the face, black and white, no color, slid it in the machine and took the quarters. I took $87 just to see if I could. and I got caught because I told on myself, and I got caught. But then the charges were dropped. I mean, the guy that I told on myself. The point wasn't to steal the money. The point was to, the shit you do when you're a teenager. Yeah, but that's part of being too smart for your own good type shit too, right? I had the military picked me up because I passed the Navy physics exam. I was supposed to go in as a Navy nuclear machinist mate, and then they reclassified me for electronics because the Navy didn't have anybody that could work on a computer yet. And at the age of 13, I could program Apple II Basic on an Apple IIe computer. The I was probably one of 20 kids in the country that could do that back then. It was that rare. Most people didn't own a computer. Hell, 15% of the country didn't own a computer until, was it year 2002? We broke 15% owning a computer. And then it skyrocketed. I think it's like, what, 94% now? But owning a computer is a recent thing. Yeah, this is back before Xerox machines. Xerox machines change the size of an object now so that you can't do that anymore. Uh, the that's why a Xerox machine never gives you the exact size of what you scan. Is to prevent that deal. There was no strip back there, Derek. No, back in the 80s. There was no strip in the money. Black and white. There was no strip. No need for any of that stuff. They jingle when they walked. I I had a buddy that was working at a gas station when I did that, and we went over to the gas station and rolled all the quarters and traded them for cash. We just did it the one time. Me and the preacher's kid. All right, my best friend was a preacher's kid. Uh, Me and the preacher's kid. we we used his dad's copying machine because that he made copies that do the handouts for Sunday church. It was his dad's copy machine that we copied the money on. Y'all need Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Jonathan, do you have the firewall in there yet? Man, having your firewall set up really good, UAC is a great time to test that crap. Go out there and scout some big guy, bigger than you ever should, and see how much you can take there. The castle on castle hits are valid. The preacher's kids are the worst kids ever to hang out with. Uh, I suspected it. I think it was like 84 that I did that. Uh, I learned it from watching 2020 ABC News. They were talking about people, the new high definition color graphics printers that were coming out at the time. That people were copying $20 bills and getting away with selling them they were fake as crap. I mean, so anybody that took those they were literally handing them off to humans, which wasn't happening. They acted like people were, copying $20 bills. Well, hold on here. See, like, you got money, $100 bills. I got that shit just laying around. Hell, there's my birth certificate. Yeah. Man, I want to show this on film. Okay. That, the reason you can see through that is there's a little tint of green in that copper nickel. Right? I got a roll of these copper nickels. And the only place I can find, what year is this? 2006, I think. 2006 copper nickels. If I Google up a 2006 copper nickel, there's an Etsy store selling one for $10,000 because it's a rare misprint. But I cannot find a coin place that will, anytime you talk to somebody that buys rare currency, oh, that's worth 2 cents. Yeah, I'll give you 55 cents for it. If it's not in a book as a misprint, then it's way rarer than anything else out there. So I've been going on a year trying to find somebody to properly value that wasn't trying to buy them from me while they're devaluing them. Oh yeah, those are worthless. I'll give you $100 for them. Like I said, the only thing I've seen online that I can value them against is there's one Etsy store selling that copper nickel for 10 grand. Yeah. Oh man, Joanna Davidson, preacher's daughter. I had the hots for her since 7th grade, and she wound up becoming a damn drug addict like her junior year. Now she's a preacher herself. She's cleaned up and stuff, but yeah, she's a preacher herself. I'd sell these copper nickels to somebody at a good discount if they would just tell me what they think they could really truly get them for. I mean, the guy selling one for $10,000 isn't getting his $10,000, so it's not worth $10,000. If it's a misprint so rare that it's not been publicized, then I know exactly how hard it is to sell a rare anything that nobody can look up or Google. I own a 66 Fairlane, and I just got Haggerty to put it in the book. I'm trying to sell my 66 Fairlane for the lowest possible valued price, as if the car had had a hand grenade thrown into it and somebody walked away. The lowest price for my car is $14,000, and I'll sell it today for that. But high book value is $190,000. Yeah, that Raina is exactly true. When you're building the bottom end of the firewall, it kills the shit out of them. Once you start getting a little further up in that firewall, because you're not replacing troops so often, your power number starts going up faster as you go up that firewall. And then the power number scares them. Plus, usually, and there's enough that's like, don't hit them, you'll die. Right? If you were at 3.1 billion power and you were top heavy, I'd burn you to the ground. I literally would go in there knowing I'm going to drop $1,500 and zero your troops out in a loss event. I would do it on purpose because I know how long it takes to replace that. If you're not one of these guys that drops 10 grand a month, I just took you out of the game. Probably made you quit. I've done it. We did it in 533. I don't know if we did that on film or not. The little boss hog douchebag was running around reinforcing castles to kill people's troops off. And I told him, I said, hey, knock that off. Oh, what are you going to do about it? Fucking zeroed him out. In the start of 592, we did that. One of the guys that was in our alliance that wouldn't stop going over and hunting on other alliances' territory, we booted him from the alliance. Said, look, we don't do that. And no, that was in 533. He had better stats than me. I burned all his troops out. So his stats were protecting him. Everybody was scared of that stat report. And I beat him down with 4 marches till he had nothing. So if you're willing to spend the money to burn down a big somebody that's top heavy, you can do it. I'm only 1.3 billion power. There's not a player in the game that can zero me out in one hit. Yeah, my power number is deceiving. I literally have like less than 700,000 T12s in each type, just so I don't have a big power number. That's why I just got all the rewards for the event, right? Everybody went in there and burned their damn. Oh, hey, there's Gunmuse. Kill him. I wasn't even on, and I won KR, you know. Yeah. Raven's on that thing. That's the other thing. Once you start looking at cost of replacement, so when you are in a heavy battle, where it was costing me $250 to lose a T12 March, it only cost me $20 to replace what I lost in my firewall if I had to speed heal everything or speed buy everything. So it's a cost savings, pretty significant one. But I've been storing up my speed ups. You know, I've got I think 8 or 10,000 speed ups that I'm not using while I'm not playing. So oh, hey, we've been doing that since the 362 days. And when the first kill event came out in 362, when 362 was a brand new kingdom, if you guys remember those lives, we felt bad. We probably ran more people off from the game because we brought my system from 312 into 362, and damn near everybody fucking died that hit us. People just didn't know better. You didn't see any power numbers on the board. Because that first week I had everybody going out and grinding out free gear just to get a damage number up on the free gear. And then we built troops in a very specific manner, and no one would die. It was devastating. Plus our main marches. Man, I remember Callista camped on the French alliance for like a week because they wouldn't stop saying sexist things to her. And she goes, "Can I kill them?" I said, "Oh, yeah. If they're going to go to Kingdom Chat and talk like that to you, keep burning them. I don't care." She camped on them until there wasn't a French player left in Kingdom 362. And there's not one in 592 because the French can't shut their pie holes. They're as bad as the Russians, except, a lot of Russians will quit, but not all the Russians will quit. But the French will leave as a unit because there's so few French players. I don't think I'll ever hit C43. Not until mergers happen and I get it and I go into another kingdom. I have been 3 KVKs away from C43 for 6 months. 7 months now. And this little scam they just tried to pull on me in K592, all, you guys in the Discord room saw them walk in there and say, oh my gosh, Gunmuse ran all the coiners off. Gunmuse ran off every coiner that walked in there and says, I came here to coin and kill Gunmuse. And it didn't happen. If that was all the coiners that came to 592, then all the coiners picked a fight, lost a fight. End of story. Starting with OG, who dropped $5,000 and didn't have a dime more to spend. Sounds like a stolen credit card. And then there was, I can't remember his name. They're called DTA now, but they had started with a Z. Always running his mouth. He dropped $5,000, never spent another dime. His castle never grew again. He was all about stealing the wonders off the get-go, and just didn't know that, like, when he went to go buy, he went and spent like a fortune in money building up his castle so that he could buy a wonder for like 1.2 million gold coins that I stole off him 5 minutes after, or a couple days after he bought it. And what's bad is he bought it for millions of gold, because me and Arkin found a bug in the wonder buying system that we never made public, that once you were spending more than 100,000 gold in the bids, it was refunding us more gold than we were spending on it. And we were bidding back and forth, raising the price of the wonder bid, and we made like a 500,000 gold a piece because of this wonder bug. And he bought that wonder, and then we just took it from him. And we didn't want the wonders. The wonders is a tracking system, right? Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm not spending too. Look, I stopped spending now, and they take 3 months to fix this merger problem. I come back and do one event. All I'm doing is look, KR, they come in and they killed me, right? I lose 10% of my troops. Big whoop. I got all that free loot, and I'm storing it up. We come back in 3 months, the merger thing's fixed. I go to another kingdom, 250% events, and I'm back up to within top 10% for free. This is not hurting me. Well, they announced that the wonders were supposed to be getting better stats, right? I didn't see that happen. UAC used to be able to judge whether or not your attack marches work well, but they farted around with the math. It doesn't work like it used to. I have been disappointed in infantry since last year. It has never lived up to the hype. And because it's supposed to have power over cavalry, it should be a murderous troop to most of the big money gamers in the game, and it's not. there's a but they put those damage numbers on distance, and they put those attack numbers on cavalry, and then they also put attack numbers on infantry, but didn't put defense numbers on them so that the infantry could kill so the cavalry could kill the infantry. They deliberately lopsided infantry. Infantry is the weakest troop. Raven, put some war books down there. You want to see a firewall really go work, guys? I have war books on my freaking T3s. T3s and T6s. Put some war books on your infantry on your infantry down in there. T3s and T5s rather. Watch that damage number never get past T6 ever when you do that. Remember the damage reduction. Stop the damage from rolling up the tiers. Run them war books all the way down. See, a max castle is a max castle. They'll have all that stuff. But if you're cherry picking, don't be afraid to put a few down in there to where you're stopping the roll. You got 6 on T3s? Yeah, that's T1 distance is a good one to put war books on. T1 distance kills a lot of T12s. Put a war book on T1 distance. Meat shield. If you're seeing the meat shield die 2, 4, 6s, and 8s, your numbers aren't big enough yet. When you see that kind of death rate, like we used to see in the meat shield, this is why we call it the firewall now, not the meat shield anymore. Is we've raised the numbers up to prevent. Before you were buying enough T2, 2, 4s, and 6 infantry to cover the loss to prevent them from getting up to your high-end marches. The firewall is a smarter system than that, and it's reducing damage in a very specific manner as the stuff travels up. So if you're seeing 2, 4, 6 death rates on your reports, you need more troops in your firewall. It's not thick enough yet. We're only up to 21 again. What day is today? Today's Sunday, isn't it? You guys aren't playing UAC right now, are you? I have, Evelyn. I have a video out there on Warbooks. I have I have the only video on the Strategy Center. People still don't know how to use that fucking thing. Evelyn, I will redo the Warbook video. Because there's enough damage that has changed in that area with base stats and damage numbers that I need to retouch the topic. Yeah. War books should be built in support of the damage you're trying to attack with. That's why we use war books, because we use mixed marches. So there's no sense taking a war book and saying, hey, send all your damage to your infantry, but if you don't have any infantry in your march for the damage to land on, right? So like my main attack march, I bring 110 to 130,000 infantry. That's what's supposed to absorb the damage because my war books tell us it to. That way, my main attack troop, my distance damage troops that bring the most damage to the fight, I don't have to replace them as often. This cuts down on my cost per kill. Yeah, the port away so you port back. That's always funny. Yeah. But most of those strategy center stuffs in KR are scrolls as well. People, If you're using this, if you're using your gunpowder for KR, you're wasting gunpowder. Critical hit math is built into the game, Rayan, but it's not active yet. You got to remember, guys, we did the guard update before KOA did, and it crippled Guns of Glory. Yeah. All right, I'm getting tired. I'm old. I need a nap. I'm looking for PHP programmers. Easy work too. It's honestly, if you're just learning the PHP, if you could follow my instructions, I'll teach you how to build an industrial product. Man, I've only slightly looked at the new research building, and what I saw inside there, I'm thinking I'm going to leave it alone until I see if they try to patch it before I talk about it. I think it needs patched. There is nothing inside that research building that led me to believe for a second that that wasn't a Max Castle only adder. That's my opinion on the new research building. That's why I didn't comment on it. That's why I didn't do a video like the other guys did on it. Who cares? Because there's no way for me to go in there and teach anybody under that's not going to spend $1,000 a month what to do next. I mean, I understand what all the numbers do, and I understand what we're going to get out of it, but I don't. Either you're going to spend the money or you're not, is where I'm at with that. So I'm not promoting Guns of Glory spending money. I don't do that. What fuzzy. What the hell? Hold on here. My camera has lost focus. Gotta bring it back slowly, bring it back slowly, bring it back slowly. Hey, there we go. It's because I leaned back into my lights. Yeah. They try to squeeze free advertising out of me all the time. They're in this chat right now. Every time one of you guys asks me about something in game, I go through the mental, is this one of the damn marketing people trying to get me to talk about their product? So when Derek asked, one of the reasons I hesitate on the answer was, Derek's not a marketer. But they do this all over my channel. They go, what do you think about the new XXX? They assume I'm in their line groups and Discord groups like all the other YouTubers are, and I'm not. I don't know about squat about this game until it gets released. I react in real time to what's in front of my face using wisdom and experience. I do not preface what the game wants me to tell you about, ever. I probably, Raven, should do I did the S37 video on idle tools, and S37s right now have fallen almost $80 in the last 2 months since I've done the video. So for $130, you can buy an S37 motherboard, which will allow you to put 8 graphics cards into crypto mining. I probably should go encourage people from Gun to Glory. Here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to do a little, Bob the Painter type things. We're going to paint by numbers. And he didn't paint by numbers. And just explain to people how to spend $500 over the next 2 months and then get into having money every day show up in your wallet to play with. When I was in the military, and you're in charge of people, one of the things that we had to teach these guys was the value of savings. All right. If you put $12,000 into your 401k before you're 21 years old and never put another nickel in your 401k the rest of your life, you will have $3 to $5 million to retire with. We did this with my wife. I met my wife when she was 18. My wife is in her 40s. She's 10 years younger than me. And her 401k is well over $6.5 million. Ain't even close to retirement. So the same could be said is true with crypto. Crypto is still so new, but it is where things are heading because there's honesty in a blockchain that you can't get from any fiat or government currency. That's why the governments hate it. You could be accountable with the money. So if I was to teach you how to put $500 one time into it, and then all you did was take your profits and grow, instead of being a millionaire by the time you're 50, you're probably being close to a millionaire by the time you're 30, if you're a 20-year-old right now. If all you did was put $500 one time into what I'm doing and put it in there. I made a little over $15,000 off a $500 investment in the last 6 months, and I put it on film. Yeah, it's not very hard. That means you can't hold out. See there, Evelyn? If you can program in PHP, all I need is your first lesson you learn that first week. I'm not even at learning program. Here's the problem with programmers, Evelyn. I'm going to tell you the problem that I have here is programmers think they're building my business instead of doing what I ask them to do. I want a programmer to take a variable, which is 9 times out of 10 a number, and change the math the way I told them to. Nothing is complicated about what I ask of a programmer. What CEOs of other companies do is they turn their company over to the damn IT department. When I go in and do business advice for big companies, I find the same problem in every company every time. I walk in there and they go, well, what seems to be the problem here? I was like, well, the guy that runs your IT department, yeah. This is, would you make him the CEO of the company? Hell no. I said, then why did you? Because you took every aspect of your business, you set it over to him, and you told him, come back when my company runs right. Tell me how to do it. He doesn't know how to run your company. If you don't know what you're asking for to be built very specifically, one step at a time, then you don't have a proper project manager. And if your project manager doesn't know how to run your company, your project manager can't build the software for your company. So putting the title project manager on something doesn't fix the problem either. You have to know why you're building each step. And that is lacking. I don't hire IT guys. An IT guy's entire job in life is to stay employed. It is not to get my shit working properly and keep it working. So Yeah, it's like I said, the 9 people that I've interviewed so far last week for this programming job have all been trying to convince me they know how to build my company, and I hadn't even told them what company they're building the stuff for yet. Every one of them. So this is, and they're from schools all over the country. So everybody's being taught the same method. Go in there and bullshit the guy writing the checks because he doesn't know what he's doing. But in my case, I built one of the first search engines that was ever built. I learned how to software program because I knew what I was getting from my software guy wasn't what I asked for. So I went out and bought a book, taught myself how to write software just so I could fire his ass. And I took it one step further. I took his house because he was putting crippleware in my software trying to pad his hours. Good night, Jonathan. Evelyn, go join the Discord. If I will give you the first project that I've given all these other 9 software writers, you send me back the 40 lines of code that I asked for in a manner that I can read and understand that you know what you're doing, I will pay you the $100 that I offered. I don't care how fast or slow you are. I just need the work done. I'm going to pay by the job. I know how long it would take me if my eyes and hands worked. I literally got a piece of code that is deliberately broken so that I could see how somebody that's going to be working for me thinks. Are you going to try and bullshit me? You going to blame something for not working? I know exactly how and why it's broke. When I set off a project to get something done, I'm paying you for your time. If it takes you 15 minutes to do it, or if it takes you 15 hours, I don't care. I'm not going to pay you by the hour. I'm going to pay you by the job. We're going to agree how much I'm going to pay you for that job. I don't care. But go over to the Discord, hit me up in the Discord. I will send you my broken code. You come back, tell me what problems you think you got, or show me how you fixed it. I will test it, make sure it works, and if not, there's a $100 reward on fixing the code. I mix and match different PHPs from different genres. I'll tell you what I did. I took PHP 6 stuff and mixed it with PHP 7 stuff. I used MySQL in some calls. I used MySQL in some other calls. I know what I did. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm reading. But what I can teach a programmer is how to stop trying to be in charge of my company. A good software writer is a poet. I need them to write the poetry. I do not need them to print the book. I will take what they write and put it in the book. I will sell the book. That's the best analogy I can come up with on that one on the spot. Derek, go into the Discord room. There's an idle tools. I will walk you through on how to start with $500, and I guarantee you the first day you will see a profit. I have not had a single person that didn't get a profit the first day, and I don't get anything from it. Just so you know, I don't make a dime from you doing it. All I'm doing is showing you how to set it up safely so that you're not going to try and make $1 million overnight, but it would be nice to make 5 or 10% on your money regularly. Remember, if you put money in a savings account, you're only going to make 3% per year. I'm making 1% per day. That's why I've made so much money, is I'm making good money on it. Yeah, 401k back in the day was 10% per year, and you don't get that anymore. Plus, you got to remember one thing about 401ks. Nancy Pelosi has been trying to steal your 401k since the 90s. Today, we call it unrealized profits. So when you see the leftist news talking about going after these rich assholes who have unrealized profits, that rich asshole is your 401k. It's you. There's food for thought. You're the rich asshole Nancy Pelosi wants to fleece to pay for her spending bill. Hey, don't worry about it. I mean, you're at the preface of crypto, Derek. If you'll learn crypto, you're ahead of the market. There's not that many people in it yet. There's lots of projects out there. And one of the things that makes good content for me is there's enough people trying to say, don't look here, don't look there. You know, how dare you insult me by pointing out these security issues. It makes good content for me. And I get to go off into something I actually like. I mean, I like doing math. RogersRaiders.com/Discord. The system I put together, you don't have to be. I'm using bots. You can copy and paste. I'm constantly playing with the bots, and I shouldn't be. I got bots that made more money sometimes, but is it actually in the description? Yes. Okay. Yeah. I just think that anybody that's going to sit here with this phone in front of their face thinking they're going to pay $40, $50 a week to play a game, but hasn't done anything to build up their long-term financial stability is really hurting themselves in life completely. What happens if you put $40 a week into the trade system that I'm putting it into and you lose everything? Oh my God, you're just playing GOG at that point. But what I mean, I would encourage people not to take the money out as fast as I am, because you're not going to buy the S19 Pro that I just bought for $900. I just bought one out of Germany. They're normally $15,000. You're not going to do that. You can't. Most people can't do that. That S19 Pro would blow up the wiring in most houses. You can't do that. That's why I don't run a video on an S19 Pro. I have industrial electric here. I can do that kind of stuff. But what I can do with an S19 Pro is generate so much crypto that I can make content faster. So I can do the how-tos, which is why I'm doing it. So I've been looking for that kind of big stuff. Click the button, it'll ask you to download. Download the Discord app. You robbed him. Steal. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're down to 12 viewers. People got to work tomorrow. It's late. Not a whole lot of U.S. audience in this game. I've always done that. Every business. With people buying guns. When you walked into my gun store on Thursday night with $6,000 worth of oil field money in your pocket, the guns I had for sale, all were going up in value next year. I wasn't selling Glocks. I wasn't selling Berettas, the crap you can buy anywhere. I spent my week scouring the country for the stuff that was hard to find and would be worth more money later. When the oil field went down in 2007, I had people coming in and hugging me because they were making their house payments and their car payments with the guns I sold them 5 years earlier. That they didn't even treat well. They didn't store them like a collector's item. But because the guns went up in value so much, it didn't matter that they treated them poorly. The $500 gun they bought from me in 2003 was now worth $1,500. The guns are gold. If you know what to buy, guns are gold. Every gun goes up in 5 years. I don't care what kind of crap you buy. You buy a gun today, and 5 years later, it's worth what you paid for it. But if you're smart when you buy guns, you can beat the stock market on guns all year long. And that's where I do lots and lots of trading. I don't do it anymore. I don't do a lot of gun trading anymore. I don't do any gun trading anymore. But I had the ability to walk around a gun show one time, and then you could ask me where any gun in that room was, and I would know which vendor, which table, down to the letter, how where it was at on the table. Any gun, and I could remember everything in there. Because my first loop around a gun show was looking for that stuff that I knew was worth more than what was being asked for, or somebody overlooked it. The secret to investing in anything is knowing what's worth something. I own a lot of cars that less than 1,000 of them were built. That I bought before they got in a book about how rare the cars were. I buy a lot of automotive parts out of garage sales that people don't even know what they are. Oh, that transmission was sitting in somebody's garage, in Dad's garage when he died. Yeah, well, that's Dad's 1972 Corvette transmission. Thank you. I'll give you $50 for that, because I'm going to flip it for $3,500 in about an hour. Well, Evelyn, who was I? I was talking to somebody the other day. When I owned the gun stuff back in the early 2000s, I had an antique store dealer from Louisiana that was buying a shotgun from me. All right, and we were talking about his business, and he goes, "Well, I give a lifetime money back guarantee on all the antiques I sell. Lifetime money back guarantee on every piece of furniture he sold." And I was like, "How the hell can you do that?" And he says, "Antiques don't go down in value, and I don't sell shit. So if grandma wants to pay me $20,000 for high-end antiques and then store them carefully in her house, when she dies and the kids find the receipt that says, 'I will give you $20,000 cash today for this now 20 years later antique,' yes, I will give you a lifetime money back guarantee. Thank you for letting me buy $100,000 worth of antiques for 20 grand." So it became about what you stocked. So when I told you that I started buying, and that's what led me to start buying guns that I knew were going up in value, so that all my customers were buying guns that when they got tired of them, didn't like them, I would want back, because they had more value than when I sold them. Thank you for putting this safely in your safe and trading it back to me now that it's worth more money. So when I say, hey, I'm looking out for people for the long run, I'm looking out for me. It's not selfish to have self-interest. If I am the number one gun dealer in the area and everybody's trading with me, why wouldn't I want them to have nice stuff? Why wouldn't I want to have a store where if I sold something, I would be happy to take it back? You can make money doing things the right way. You'd never know that if you listen to a freaking 20-year-old these days. Because they're trained on how businesses work. Buy low, sell high. Lie your ass off in the middle. That's not how it works. I make more money from an educated customer than I ever will from one that's a fool. Gold probably isn't going to survive what's coming as well as it has in the past. Bitcoin is gold. When you're talking about crypto, Bitcoin is to crypto, other cryptocurrencies, what gold is to your dollar in your wallet. The price of Bitcoin determines the price and value of the other stuff because it came first. I'm telling you, Bitcoin's going to crash. I think it's going to go 110, 115,000, maybe. May get that high, but then it's going to fall down to 20s sometime early next year. I think that's why the Chinese are dropping technology into the country at a beyond. I think that's why they held up graphics cards showing up, but they never stopped producing them, and they're going to dump them on the market right before Christmas. I think the thing that's screwing up the Chinese plan right now is Biden screwed up the damn supply chain so bad they can't get their product into the country to screw us over on the finances. Maybe that's why Biden screwed up the supply chain so bad, was they knew that the Chinese were sticking it in their ass, and they said, hey, we got to stop everything from coming from China because they're undercutting everything. At the end of the day, it costs $50 for China to make a laptop. The fact that you paid $500 on it on Amazon means that 450 real American dollars got counterfeited into China because they counterfeited labor and not dollars. We were talking about counterfeiting earlier, where you counterfeited money. They're counterfeiting labor. The China is buying slaves in the South Sudan. They still sell slaves on open slave markets, if you don't know that. I think there's like 13 countries that still have open slave markets. But they're buying slaves to mine the rare earth minerals in South Africa. They're just buying slaves right off the slave block. The slave trade is alive and well, especially with China. You think 101? I bet it peaks during a day at 115 at some point. For a microsecond. Just a 1 second. It may do a 1 second peak. I'm not trying to change the world there, Evelyn. But I'm not ignoring what exists in it either. If I got to compete as a business person against somebody who owns slaves, I'm at a disadvantage. That's all there is to it. China is a slave market. It's not cheap labor. They grab people out of the field from their families, give them a skill when they need somebody to have a skill, and says, you are now going to do this for the rest of your life. That's what they do. There's none of this, I'm going to grow up to be a programmer in China. That doesn't exist. They probably aptitude test to find out who's going to do what, but but they do it in Australia too. Australia's what do they call it? Apprentice. They don't call it apprenticeships. They've got an apprentice system, right? Where if you want to become a plumber, you don't go to school to be a plumber. You're required by law to be a plumber's apprentice for X number of years. It's a kinder, gentler way of saying you need to be a slave before you can be a free man. Yeah, gold. The thing to always remember about gold, the unique property of gold, okay, is gold is the only element that stops spatial radiation. Anything to do with space, gold is required. You have to gold line the windows. You got to fill your titanium with gold. Gold is the only thing that deflects spatial radiation. For those who don't know why gold is so desirable. Yeah, we've redefined indentured servants over and over and over and over again throughout the history. Nowadays in the United States, we call them welfare recipients. You're just slaves. In the 1860s, what people's minds envision a slave being in the 1860s, when you bought a slave, it took 5 years to pay off what you paid for him. So it's very simple logic to say that if you bought something a piece of farm equipment, if you bought a piece of farm equipment and it's going to take 5 years to get your money back, you're probably not tearing up your farm equipment. You're going to clothe it. You're going to feed it. You're going to make sure it's healthy. You're going to get sick. I'm going to make sure it's well. And I'm going to make sure that he's in such a positive mental state that he shows up to work every day. We're not going to tie my tractor to a tree and beat it to death. That's the movie Roots. That's not the reality of how a business operates, and a farm is a business. If it takes 5 years to get your money back, slavery was the business of the day. But if it takes 5 years to recoup your cost, you're not tearing up your farm equipment because you're a jackass. That may have happened. I'm sure that did happen. I'm not saying that it didn't. I'm just saying that as a whole, if everybody was doing it, there wouldn't have been slavery because everybody wouldn't have had anything. You know, you can't buy something, tear it up in 2 months, and go replace it when it takes 5 years to recoup your cost. It's not reality. But we're not allowed to use deductive reasoning because the first thing they eliminated from education was deductive reasoning. Because then if I tell you these facts, like they're tearing down Robert E. Lee's statues, right? Oh my gosh, he was a slave owner. Also adopted black people. Adopted legally. Robert E. Lee's adopted black son has never been figured out by history where he went. The Northern Army came in there, took his son. Nobody knows who he is. How about putting that in Black History Month? No one knows that he had an adopted black son, that he had schools for teaching the people, the slaves on his camp, to teach them. They had buildings and houses and everything else. Like I said, they were well taken care of. And that the slave plantation next door to Robert E. Lee was the largest slave plantation in Mississippi, was owned by a black man. What? Black people own slaves? No. The political problem that the North had with the South was the South was getting too comfortable with integration. Not that a bunch of Southern Democrats didn't want to integrate. They worked with these people every day. They fed them. Every time there was an event, they're always there. You're throwing a picnic. Who's putting the picnic together? Who's at the picnic? You got to feed the people that go to the picnic, that put the picnic together. You don't think they're barbecuing for themselves too? Who thinks black people make the best barbecue? Wonder why? Because they cook for the picnics. It all defies logic. They act like there was this constant separation. There wasn't a rule of law for separation until Jim Crow laws came along, which were written by the Democratic Party in an effort to destroy the black economy, which was growing faster than the white economy was. You know, the reason for Jim Crow laws should be the problem that everybody should look at when they review history. Like, why would you do this? Oh, I want to make it impossible for a black man to eat a meal, get a drink, take a dump while he's working in town. I want to make his life miserable. I don't want him to go to work. Right? That was the bigotry. But the reason for the Jim Crow laws wasn't because white people were afraid of black people. It's because Democrats were afraid of black people having a job. Who supports the welfare system? The Democrats. They don't want black people to have jobs. Nothing's changed in 150 years. Same party doing the same thing, just different ways and different words. You get the same result. You get less of it. It's not complicated. You just got to understand. We don't educate people. We didn't educate slaves by law because once they start using deductive reasoning or started reading, then they would read the slavery laws. The slavery laws said if you bought a slave, you could recoup your cost in 5 years. It was about 5 years to recoup your cost. In 7 years, you had to free them. We forget about that part. But if they don't know how to read, fine. A lot of slaves after 7 years, why leave? My family's here. I get fed. I got something to do. Keeps my mind busy. It wasn't this egregious situation everybody thinks it's. There wasn't a bunch of people running around with chains on their ankles. That's the movies. That's not the reality. The the I tell people all the time, you want to talk about blacks and racism and slavery, talk to an African who will laugh at any American black who tries to tell everybody what slavery is or isn't. One of the things I had to do in the Navy was to educate black sailors when we pulled into Africa that they were not welcome in Africa. As far as the local tribes were concerned, American blacks were a defeated tribe that the rum trade, the triangle trade, they were going to kill that defeated tribe, and they said, whoa, 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 don't kill them. We'll give you a bottle of rum for every slave, and we'll take them off the continent. They'll never come back. And as far as that African tribe is concerned, those people were dead to the nations of Africa. So when American blacks show back up, that's a breach of contract as far as they're concerned. American blacks are at risk of being killed by the indigenous tribes of Africa because they're very tribal. And you have to, when we, from the military, we got to say, you as a black sailor are in danger in town. You cannot go out alone. You should not be without some white accompaniment. And a couple of actors like Richard Pryor, what's his name? He was in the movie with the big alligator. Orlando Bloom. They got an eye opening of how much the Africans hated them. They, when they go, I'm going to the motherland. Motherland don't want you back. You're not welcome. You got no claim. That's the part that the people who say words like that never discuss is if they ever talk to somebody from there, they don't want them back. It's very tribal. All right, I've got to go. I probably use enough faux pas words to get this video banned. I don't care. But been enjoyable, guys. I appreciate it. My God, how long do we go on here? Analytics. All right, I appreciate it. And get a hold of me in Discord there, Evelyn. I'll give you a shot.